Good morning, sir.
Bridget, good morning. Krista Lawrence, good morning. Emmanuel Ogale, Igwegbe Ifechi Barnabas, good morning. Kehinde Dada, Marco, Mr. Femi Oluti, Sonny Blaze, Super K, and Uchenna Amadi. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing today? I
I'm fine,
trust
thank
you
you,
are
sir.
doing okay. It's good to have you here. Today is Wednesday, so we'll just spring into action and see what we have for the day. Okay. What are we looking at? If we have anything that we want to dissect together in the market, we can feel free to drop it in the chat box and then we'll take a look at it. Currently, I think the market is just in a region of you know, you just have to wait out this period, right? So this is today's news events. Today we don't really have anything on the news, so we don't have any scares from the financial part of things. Okay, so at least we are free to trade. Okay, so let's see what we have in the markets. Let me start by let me start with GBP USD. Let me start with GBP USD. Um, GBP USD. Okay. So what we have from GBP USD is I think we talked about this last time out that price is coming from somewhere up here at the daily time frame. That price is coming from somewhere up here, right? Who's writing on my screen? Please, it's okay, it's okay. Don't do it again. Just don't do anything again. Let me delete it. Please don't write on the screen again. Where was I? Um, okay, so I said the price is coming from this what's it called? This supply zone. Emmanuel, what's the issue now? You're writing on my screen. Can you not do it again, please? All right. So I said we're coming from the supply zone here, and we have changed character to the downside. As you can see, we had a couple of change of characters, you can see. So now, at least we expect the GU to be bearish overall. Okay? GU should be bearish overall. So what we have here, where GU is currently should I call it a temporary, is a zone where GU has to just do a temporary pullback, or you can say bounce, right? That this zone that GU is, you can see how price has interacted with this zone a couple of times in the past, one, two, three, and then four before the disrespect, and then we came back here. Now, this is what GU is. Now, the daily time frame again, what we saw here was what was a sweep, and then at least price was supposed to at least come here, is it not? Price was supposed to at least come to that region, right? So what we saw here is on the 4 hours time frame. On the 4 hours time frame now, we had a what? We had a change of character on the 4 hours time frame there. So at least it was expected that if this bounce is truly going to hold, price is going to do what? Price is going to trade Price is going to trade from this area here, at least till this high here that we're expecting. Okay. So you see the way GU has given us this bounce, and this is like a temporary pullback. And now, so if there's a trade, it would be from this area. I think this is the 4 hours time frame. So this is like a refinement here. It's like a refinement here. But this whole place now, this is the liquidity in the market. So this is like the refinement. All right. A price can use, you can put your SL under there. Let me check the 3 hours time frame so that when we over refine trades like this, um you can miss the trade completely. Okay. So you can enter from there or from here. Right. That means the trade is already active now. Okay, that makes it to become a 30 pips stop loss trade. Okay. So now the thing is, this is a very nice trade. Why? They're coming from past information that we had here, and then price has now tapped into this zone again and has changed character to the upside. So this is not a bad place to look for possible buys. Now the thing that might disturb this trade is simply where price is coming from. Is that okay? Where price is coming from. So this is where price is coming from. And you know that knowing the idea of basic market structure, when price retraces to a premium or a discounted zone, you know that price needs to go back to take the low or the high that started the retracement. So you see that after we had this impulsive move here to the downside, price has to, this is like a retracement. So at the end of the day, when price is going to be falling, price has to come back to fall to take this area. So this is like the final, area to look out for GBP USD. But at the same time, this buy is also looking very interesting. So if you're going to be, I'll not call it out as a trade, right? But if you like the risk that is here, it's still a very valid buy. You can half your risk. So let's say if you used to risk maybe $20, you can just take half risk and then target 2R or maybe this previous day's high. This is a nice area for GU longs, right? It's a temporary trade. You can call it a counter trend trade. So if you see too risk to reward ratio, don't be too greedy. Don't want to take all the money in the market at this point in time. Is that okay? It's like a counter trend trade. So the way we trade counter trend is that you just get in and out of the market. Is that okay? So that's that for GBP USD. Okay. Give me a moment. Let me. All right. Okay. So that's that. So let's see some other major currencies. What is our Euro USD doing? Do we have anything for Euro USD today? Let's start from the higher time frame. Do you have anything for Euro USD? Since Euro USD touched that this target here, we said that this place was a target. So all of this was retracement that Euro USD is coming here. So since Euro USD touched that target, we have not really had any new information for Euro USD, right? We've not had any new information for Euro USD. Price established order flow here. Can you see? Order flow is simply mitigation. Price is interacting with an area a couple of times, right? So we had that. So I don't know if we can look at this place. We can argue this is another place that Euro USD is reacting from. So let me see the 4 hours time frame. The 4 hours time frame also has what? It has a change of character here. You can see. So maybe this is an area of interest for Euro USD to come to. Okay, this is an area of interest for Euro USD to trade to. Okay, so maybe when price comes here, but we can expect some longs. And then if we let me look for daily time frame strategy. That's our candle theory. You see, we don't have anything, right? We don't have anything to work with on the daily or on the weekly. So you see that we don't really have any trade currently for Euro USD, except the fact that this is an area where, when price when price trades to this area, it can look to do something. Okay, this is the only thing can they can think of that can work. Okay, so currently for Euro USD, we are just in waiting period. There's really nothing much for us to work with there. So let's just see how it goes, right? I don't have any trade calls for Euro USD yet until a new story is formed and I can look to enter some trades. Okay. So let's look at DXY. What's DXY? I've not analyzed DXY in a long time on this call. Okay. So let's look at DXY from a very higher time frame. So now DXY took the monthly high, right? And it was able to complete the story by taking what the monthly low. Good. So I can delete that. I can delete that. So let's go to the weekly time frame. Okay. Now let's go to the weekly time frame to see. Okay. Now, on the weekly time frame, we have had this kind of market. Kind of market is very, very funny to trade. So price is not going up or down, it's just moving in one direction. So there are two things now that I'm spotting from the weekly. I can spot that's last week sweeping the week before last low to come for the high. And now this week that is this week that we are now has come to sweep. I mean, let me see if I can zoom in. You see that this week that we are swept previous week's high. So it may be that it wants to come for this low, is it not? So that all these are just projections, right? Like just so what we have to do what is the daily time frame actually, saying? Because at the end of the day, it is where the expansion is trading to that we are going to work with. So what we are seeing here is that we were falling to the downside, and currently price is looking like it wants to come for this high. So what will happen is if price does something like this, we know that we want to sell, right? But if price goes to violate this high, then we can officially say that DXY is bullish. So we can expect DXY to retrace to this area before continuing the buy. So currently on DXY, I'm just expecting, okay, is the daily candle going to sweep the high? If it does take the high, then we know that we can retrace to lower prices before what? Before we continue. So for now, let me check the 4 hours. I don't have anything for DXY. Okay, so DXY, let me see something. Okay, so we took that low, we came here. This was like a change of character that DXY did here on the 4 hours time frame. Is that okay? But you see that the weekly time frame, right? One side of the weekly time frame swept the low. They swept the low to target the high, and the new week now has come to sweep the high to target the what? To target the low. So you see that the information currently is conflicting. So what we need is for price to actually tell us, oh, okay, this is what I really want to do, so that we don't get caught up in the wrong side. So if here is violated, we'll just buy back here and go. But if price does something like this, then we know that okay, maybe we are set to continue selling DXY, or at least the dollar index is still going to be bearish. So you know what that means. If the DXY is bearish, you know the effect it has on all the USD pairs. Like I always say, DXY is basically like USD XXX. So anything there, whether it's JPYO, whether it's CHF, whether it's CAD, anything that is at this other side when the USD is in front is USD XXX. So that is what DXY is all about. So let's just wait for the US dollar index to give us a clear direction. And you can see that's probably why Euro USD is giving us, that period where it's not really telling us anything. It's not really buying or it's not really selling. It's just, in the middle of nowhere. So let's wait for that to fully develop, and then we are going to trade. So what do we have for NZD USD? So I think I had something on NZD USD that started from the monthly. So the monthly high here was taken, so price should come for the monthly low. So on the weekly time frame, you see that we had I think I talked about this on Monday. We had a change of character. Look at the line chart now. You can see that that was where the change of character occurred. So what we want to go now is the daily time frame. Where is the interaction? Where the price, play with itself a couple of times before, finally moving in a certain direction. And that area is where? That area is up here. Let me draw a line, something like this. Can you see? This is what happened here. You see that price broke structure here, came back to touch here. Then there was some form of interaction here. And then price has finally disregarded all of that area with fair value gap. So there is imbalance in the market here. There is imbalance in the market here. So we are good to what's the issue? So we are good to trade from this we are good to trade from this area. Is that okay? But you see, this is the daily time frame. So when price trades back into this area, now we can do what? We can go to the 4 hours time frame for price to give us a retracement. Now, what you also see here is that this zone, we draw our fib from the highest point to this zone is a very premium price. Okay, so it's an area where we definitely want to look for sell opportunities. Is that okay? So if price trades here first, then good, we can trade. But if price should come to the take profits region first, then we can hold off on our trades. We can hold off on our sell while we look for price to give us a new behavior. So if price comes to this take profit region first, that's the final, or they call it the drawn liquidity. You see, I don't like calling it take profit because take profit is like you took a trade. So if price comes to the drawn liquidity first, that's the target area, then you can hold off on your sell positions. Okay. So NZD USD currently, you see now, this is the 4 hours time frame, and we are also like in a range sort of here. So there's nothing really for us on this NZD USD, or basically the USD pairs as a whole are currently giving us the cue to just wait. Let it clear up some things, and then we're going to be able to trade. Okay, so that's that for NZD USD. So let's see some other. Let me see AUD CHF. I don't really have much for today for us. So if you're looking at anything, feel free to share. Okay, AUD CHF. I saw something. See the weekly candle, right? The weekly candle is sweeping here, so we are expecting this high to be taken. So now the daily, is the daily giving us something? Okay. So today has to give us what? Today has to be the expansion. So we have to wait for the daily candle to close bearish. If today can, sorry, to close bullish. If today can close bullish like this, you just know that 4 hours time frame. See now, what do you see here? This is an area where price, played. If I go to the line chart, you see. Can you see? Can you see that price was tapping this area? It came back here again, and even at this point in time. So you see that this is a very valid area to look for buy opportunities. So, but this is only if the daily candle has to close what? Has to close bullish. Okay, the daily candle has to close bullish. The moment the daily candle closes bullish, we are set to do what? We are set to look for buy opportunities. Is that okay? So this is where I would like to look out for possible trades here. This is where I would like to look at possible trades. SL can be below here, or the fair value gap candle, that's 19 pips. And then what's the final take profit is up here for 3 point something R, right? So, but if you can get 2R, like I always say, if you can see 2R in the market, is not bad. So I'm going to go over it again. Weekly has been swept. You see, weekly low here was swept. What's the daily telling us? Daily now, currently, let me delete this one first. Daily is currently trying to expand to that direction. Is that okay? Look at the line chart now. But we cannot engage this trade yet. Why? Because that candle that is currently forming, this one that is currently forming, has not yet finished its formation. This is the candle theory strategy, right? So it has not finished formation. So when the formation is done, right? Formation is done, and we can confirm a change of character on the line chart, of course. That means that the daily candle had to close above this line, is it not? Good. Now, if this happens, now we can go to the 4 hours time frame now to be our entry time frame from this key level that we have here. Is that okay? So that's what we're looking at for AUD CHF. Now, the reason the daily candle has to close, right, is because if this candle, for some reason, comes back to close like this, the wick now closes like this, below this our line like this. What this simply means is that there was no expansion. There was no expansion. So we cannot buy simply because we cannot buy. That means the sellers were strong at this region, that they took price to the downside. So it's even possible that if this fails, price may even be looking to do what? Price may be looking to come back to the low that was here before. That means the sellers are too strong that the buyers. But if the buyers show very strong bullish momentum, that means today should close something like this. If today closes something like this above this guy, that means the buyers were strong. So what we can do is now we can extend here and look to do what? And look to enter trades from here. Okay, so this is us being anticipatory, right? We are not predicting. We are not saying, this market looks like it's going to buy or it looks like it's going to sell. No, that's not how you trade. You build everything from scratch. You build it from scratch, right? So when you already have a step by step that you want price to follow. So if price now follows those step by step, all you have to do is just do what you wanted to do. But if price does not follow it, then you just have to do what? You stay away from that setup. It's not your setup. Even if you don't trade, even if you don't take a trade for 2-3 days, it's not a crime. It's not a crime. The problem is we want to be taking trades every day. We want to see numbers flying up and down on a screen. And at the end of the day, that is psychologically counterproductive to us as traders. Is that okay? So that's that. So let's see AUDU. Did I look at AUD USD? I don't think I did. So let's see AUD USD. What's AUD USD showing us? AUD USD is looking like just like AUD CHF. So this was like something like a weekly key level, right? On the weekly time frame, so like a weekly key level. And then you see that the weekly key level, let me delete that, is coinciding with what? With weekly sweep. So would it be wrong if we say that AUD USD should buy up to this point? Would it be wrong? I don't think so. But now that's just phase one. So phase two is that the daily has to align. It needs to be alignment on the daily before network. Oh. Please, are you hearing me? Are you still hearing me? If you're hearing me, just say something on the chat box. Just type 111 on the chat box. Let me just be sure that it is my trading view and that my voice is still up. Okay. 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 I can see your text. Thank you very much. All right. So, like I said, when weekly is sweeping, that is let me write it out. First one is the what? Is the sweep, right? Is the sweep. Let there be a sweep first of either it's daily or the weekly sweep. Number two is the what? Is the expansion. The expansion should occur. Okay, the expansion should occur. And then three is the what? Is the entry. Entry that comprises of the what? Of the imbalance and what else? And I think it's imbalance, right? And maybe key level that is there. So if you really want to, there is some other concepts to this strategy. If you really want to learn more, all you have to do is reach out to me privately, and then we can set up a tutorial for you. If you really want to learn more, we can have some private lessons together, and then I can teach you more of this concept. But that is simply the backbone of the strategy, right? There is more to it, right? That we don't always have time to dissect it, since it's not a training class. We are coming to analyze the market and we go. But in the process, we give out a lot of value for people that are looking to actually take more from this strategy. You can reach out to me, and then we can set up a personal class for you. So what do you see here now? After the sweep on the weekly, daily has to align, is it not? Daily is trying to align. So we still have today's candle to give us that expansion. When today's candle finally gives us this expansion, as you can see there, we can see that expanded, but it's not yet done. We now go to 4 hours. 4 hours should give us what? 4 hours should be giving us a fair value gap and a possible entry region, something like something like this. Is that okay? So this is how we would approach. Let me check the 1 hour time frame. This is how we would approach. Okay, there's no fair value gap down here. So this is where we're interested in. So this is how we would approach AUD USD if today closes bullish. If today does not close bullish, then dearly beloved in Christ, I don't have any business with AUD USD again. So like I said, if you still want to know more concepts that pertains to the candlestick theory, all you have to do is reach out to me, and then we can set up private tutorial for you. All right. So let's go to GBP AUD. What's this guy saying? I like to go from the daily time frame first, from the higher time frame first. All right. I like to go from the higher time frame so that we can. Okay, please, I want to understand. Is there any problem in the sense that we are writing on my screen today? Is there any issue? Like, is there a technical glitch or something? Is there any problem? We are writing on the screen a lot. Please, can we not do it again? I want to understand. Is there a problem? It's something that I'm not seeing from my end that is causing us to write on the screen. Please, if you have any question, just unmute yourself and ask, and we are fine. All right. So what's this? Okay, GBP AUD. Let's go to the daily time frame. On the daily time frame now, right? On the daily time frame now, what we are seeing is that let me show you something on the line chart. On the line chart, what do you see? You see that this area is very, very was very key to the way price moved. Can you see that? Can you see that that area was very key to was like a key level? Okay. So we're going to go back to the candlestick charts now. You see that price was here a couple of times. Now, what do you see on the candlestick charts now? You see that this was a strong support zone. And now after this support zone, what happened? What happened is that price has disregarded this area very strongly here and has left behind what? Left behind imbalance. So this is an area that we are interested to sell. And if we are selling from this area, where should we target? We should target this area, is it not? As simple as that. Now, price has traded back into this area. Okay, so this is the daily time frame. So we can go to the 4 hours time frame. Abi? Now you see that this is how all this sell occurred. So the 4 hours time frame, first of all, gave us what? It gave us a what's it called? An expansion there. Let me show you on the line chart. You see that the expansion was there. So people were able to catch some as well. We're able to do what? We're able to catch some sell here. Okay. It was not on here though. Oh, Jesus Christ. What is the matter? Okay. And then there was a follow-up here. This is another place to catch a sell. And then what did price do? There was still here again. There was another expansion here that gave room for this opportunity here. So now you see that there was a lot of order flow that was causing sales when price came here on GBP AUD. Now, where is the final take profit? Final take profit is here. Is that okay? This was not analyzed here. This particular trade was not analyzed here. But now, what do you see here? We had there's like a key level here on the 4 hours time frame. So let's see if price does not come down here first, right? If price does not come here first and it comes to this area, we can sell GBP AUD from here all the way to this low. Don't be scared. It's going to come to this low. If price comes here first, you know that it just wants to grab, like, let me say a final liquidity here. See there is a interaction here. There was here. So what do you think price will do when it comes back to this zone? It's going to sell again up till this low. Is that okay? That's how we're able to catch that our NZD CHF trade. And if I show you that trade now, you see that trade has run all the way to take profit. NZD CHF was on the daily. So you see that we caught that NZD-CHF trade. This one was called here. This was where we traded it from. I don't know if we remember this trade. We traded it from here. SL was somewhere above here, right? And then I said that TP1 is going to be what? Is going to be here. And TP2 is going to be what? Is going to be this low. And you can see the way price did not even do retracement. Price was just vomiting. That is the power of what? That's the power of key levels. That's the power of key level. Now you see that when price interacted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then did this and then broke, you know that this area becomes what? Very valid. That price can do what? That price can come back into this zone and then crash down. And then you're probably wondering, why is it selling like this? Because it has to go to take all the lows that started the retracement. So this is the low that started the retracement. So it has to come for this low and then finally has to do what? Has to come for this low, because that is like the overall low that that's this was the retracement now. After here, right? This was a retracement. So price has to do what? Price has to trade all the way to this one. Same thing here. After we had this sell, this was now the retracement. Price has to come here and as well as this zone. So why am I saying this? I'm saying this to just give us like a more conviction, right? That GBP AUD, if it trades to this our 4 hours area, should do what? Should sell. Should sell. I hope you take these things that we say here very, very seriously. Okay, so that's that for the few currencies that I'm looking out for. So Euro CHF, you're still expecting it to come to this buy first, and then we can look for something. Then I said something that we are currently in a key level here, and a key level here. So what we want is for the 4 hours. The moment 4 hours gives us what? The moment 4 hours gives us expansion to the downside, and it must leave behind liquidity for the entry time frame. You see that there's no liquidity yet. So if we have what? We have a major disregard of this low, right? With let me something like this, and the price leaves behind FVG. Then please don't be scared. Take the trade. Take the trade. That trade is going to run all the way to this low. Is that okay? All right. So that's my view for some of the currencies that we are looking at for today. Please, when you unmute yourself, in fact, if you want a question, just type it on the chat first. Okay, when you unmute yourself and then we start to hear noise, it's distracting. It's very distracting. So let me go over the chat now to see the few okay, someone's asking for GBP, JPY, and BTC. All right, so let's look at it together. GBP, JPY, and BTC. All right. So let's see. GJ. What do we have for GBP, JPY? Okay, let's start from the higher time frame. Okay, so GJ on the weekly is sweeping, so it should come for this high, is it not? Now, what's the daily saying? The daily is giving us having some push to the upside. Okay, we're having some pushes to the upside. So let me see the 4 hours time frame. I don't know if you remember this, trade I told us to stay away from. I can't recall the exact reason why. I think, okay, yes, I remember the daily here swept the high. So I know that this low price would come for this low. I think I called this trade, and then I told us, no, don't take the trade again. Invalidate the trade because price is going to come for this low. And that's exactly what happened here. It's simply candlestick theory, right? Simply candlestick theory. It's not magic. I did not do magic to know that low will be taken. So GJ should be buying, right? GJ has been very bullish. So I'm looking for a possible place that we can join in the buys. Let me check the 2 hours time frame or the 1 hour time frame. It's not neat. It's not neat enough, and there is even no fair value gap for GJ to trade from. Let me go to the higher time frame again. Let me see. The main fact that this low was taken is giving us what sign that price wants to trade to the upside. That's why normally I would look at this area. I like this area too. Let me see this area. This is a very nice area actually. This area here is very nice. You see, it was once a resistance zone that has now turned. It's now working as a support zone, and then price has now disregarded that area again. So currently we are in what? We are in this zone. Is that okay? So this is like a consolidation between the buyers and the sellers. So are we trying to buy? Are we trying to sell? Currently, we don't know. So let GBP JPY give you what? Give you the clear direction. You see that this zone, we cannot just close our eyes to the fact that this zone is a very powerful key level from price. Can you see? Price is touching that zone repeatedly. But the reason I'm not selling outrightly is because we swept weekly low. So price may be coming for the area here. So what I want price to do, let price just simply disregard here, then we can trade. Or it goes ahead to take here or give me like a change of character with imbalance, then we can trade and start to target this low. And of course, we can start selling GBP JPY. So currently, I don't have anything for GBP JPY because the market is in a tug of war and I cannot take any trades from there yet. Is that okay? So who's the person that asked for Marco or Marco? That's my analysis for it. So let's see BTC. BTC. What is BTC saying? BTC. Okay, as usual, let's go from the higher time frame. Sorry, give me a moment. Let me just check the monthly. Okay, monthly low is sweeping here. So at least overall, BTC should still be bullish. But you know that since that's monthly time frame, we are trading on the daily most of the time. Does not mean we should, be very, very rigid. If we see possible sell opportunities, definitely you can catch it. Okay, so monthly or daily rather, we are currently still in this guy. We're currently still in this guy. Okay. Let me go to the 4 hours time frame. We had a trade here. There was a possible trade here that there was a news. Like I said, if your trade does not trigger a few minutes to the news, just stay away from the trade temporarily. You can see that this leg here just happened. This trade was supposed to trigger just a few minutes before the news. So that is the reason why that trade was invalidated. Is that okay? So now at this point in time, the trade did not work. So let me see the daily time frame. What is BTC saying? So BTC also has taken another low here. So are we trying to buy? Is it trying to tell us to buy to this high? Let me see. It's 4 hours in alignment. Oh, okay. 4 hours giving us what? 4 hours giving us a change of character. All right. So what is 1 hour saying? Does 1 hour give us an entry opportunity? Okay. Oh, it's not neat. So it's not neat. Let me see. Let me look at 30 minutes time frame. Let me look at the 30 minutes time frame. 30 minutes time frame gives us a fair value gap here. All right. But I like it to really come up on the 1 hour. So this would have been your trading opportunity for BTC, to buy BTC to this high at least. Is that okay? You can buy BTC from here. The people that are looking at BTC, I'm currently bullish on BTC from this area. Is that okay? Just that now, when this week is long like this, I don't know what price can come and do within this area. Okay, price can. What is wrong with this guy? Let me delete this. Price can look to trade from here before continue. Is that okay? So let BTC drop into that area. Then this is a possible area to buy BTC from. Is that okay? So I hope that's clear. So BTC buys from this area, and then we are fine. Okay. All right, sir. Thank you very much. So let's look at Syntex for a few minutes. We have a buy for Flip X1. I called it out on the general groups this morning, and I hope we took the trade. The trade is currently in profit. The trade is currently in profit. I would like to know people that took the trade. You can just say 111 on the chat box. Let me know that the signal is not for waste. So what you see here is that, remember yesterday we analyzed that price is going to touch this demand zone before going up. Is that not? And you can see that that's exactly what price has done. Price touched the demand zone, and then you can see the way price has started going back to the upside. Is that okay? So the trade currently, I called it around somewhere here. So we are still, I think, let me see. Let me confirm from my ends where we have exactly in the position. Let me see. Let me see. Give me a moment. Okay, so basically we are just around small. The trade is still starting pretty much. Okay, trade is still starting pretty much. So, but at least we're in small drawdown, but we're out of the drawdown now. The idea is that Flip X1 is going to buy, right? We're looking at Flip X1 still buying at least up till this area. Why? This is the high that started the retracement to the other block. So price has to go back to that high to fulfill, the laws of market structure. As simple as that. Is that okay? So that's that. So I still expect more bullishness for Flip X1. Okay. At least our analysis are playing out and we don't just analyze in vain. All right. So X2, do we have anything for my network is giving me issues. So that is giving me issues. Okay. So I said for Flip X2 that we are coming from, there was a weekly area here, and this is all, let me just show it to you at once. There was a weekly demand. It's raining here, so I think that's why one of the reasons why we are having difficulties. Okay. So I said that this is a what? This is a weekly fair value gap. That price should come into this weekly fair value gap to accumulate before we go up. I know since this is a weekly time frame, we cannot just trade straight from the weekly time frame. Definitely, there will be possible opportunities from the daily and even on the 4 hours time frame. So when we get these opportunities, when price just drops into this area, we know that we'll start looking for buy opportunities. Is that okay? So let me draw a fib to see where I will ideally start looking for. Let me see. Sorry. Let me draw a fib from here to this high. So anywhere from this region, I'll start looking for trade. So let me delete this one since like this is more refined. So anywhere from this premium price, I'm going to start looking for trade. Is that okay? Flip X3. I'm seeing your text, Mr. Delight. I don't know if it's a Mr. or a Mrs. See, I don't have anything for gold. I've been saying it. Gold is just buying, okay? So I don't have any strong setup now for gold. That's the reason why I'm not analyzing it. Is that okay? If I have, I used to analyze gold. And the markets currently for gold is not suitable for me, so I don't have an analysis. If you have anything, feel free to drop on the general group and we can look at it together. All right. So our Flip X4 trade that we talked about, okay? Our Flip X4 trade that we talked about is still running. Okay, the trade did almost 2 hours, but it came back down to entry region. So at least we still expect it to fly. You see that we are trading from order flow. So we had here, and then after this sweep of liquidity here, after this sweep of liquidity here, price has gone back up to take again. So I was not surprised that price came back here and gave us the push to the upside. It's simple liquidity sweep, demand and supply. Is that okay? So that's what we do out here. So Flip X5, nothing yet. So of course, when there's something, I'll drop a trade for you on the general group chart. Same thing with 20. There's nothing for 20. Oh, okay. This 40. See, let me show you something. I said that price is going to come to, let me go to the 4 hours time frame. I said that price will come back to this area before selling a bit. Can you imagine what he did? 40 came and then just shied off the key level and then went back. But it's okay. We can still treat it as what? As liquidity lying down here. So maybe price can do what? Price can come back up to this place. When it touches here, you know that it's going to come for this place. So let's be patient. Let it come to us. Let the market come to us. We are not the ones that go to the market. Okay. All right. So that's that for me for synthetic indices. I don't have anything for gold, honestly. That's the reason why I don't trade gold. Currently, the gold market is not giving me anything that I want to trade. You see the way it's just flying. 4 hours time frame. Okay. If there's anything for gold, let me see something. Let me see 3 hours. Let me see two. About one. Okay. Now, let me show you something. From the 4 hours time frame, they are coming from here. They're coming from this sort of demand, is it not? And then price has given us a what? Price has given us a fully bullish engulfing candle formation here. Abi, can you see this candle here, this candle here completely engulfed this smaller one here. So it shows that maybe buyers can come into the market at that point. So let's see the 1 hour time frame. Okay, the 1 hour time frame swept this low here, and it has done what? It has gone back to change character. Okay, so this is a fair value gap that price can trade from. Is that okay? So Mr. Delight, I'm having this for gold. Gold is looking good from here. You can just take it up till this all-time highs again. Can you see? So that's like a 2R. Is that okay? If you take your stop loss to just below the fair value gap candle, that's up to you. But at least this is the more protected low that if price takes that low, then you know that maybe gold wants to sell. All right. So for now, this is where gold might interact from lastly before it goes back up again. So you can just go and trade from the 1 hour fair value gap. Is that okay? All right. So once again, thank you all for stopping by. Bridget, CJFX, Chris, Krista Lawrence, Delight, Elise, Ogbe, Ifechi, Barnabas, Israel, Chukwu, Kehinde, Dada, Kingsley, Mako, Musa, Johanna, Nosa, Ololade, Olufemi, Oluti, Solomon, Stanley, Sonny Blaze, and Uchenna Amadi. It's been a nice session with you all. We'll see tomorrow. Have a lovely trading day. Bye.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right.